The move by the data centers, our data centers, they have many different layers of redundancy. So if a data center goes down, energy goes down, there's an earthquake, whatever could cause a problem in the information, it is duplicated in other data centers. So we have the capacity to make sure that the information will be safe in that sense. Then we have also a group of engineers that are working around the clock and monitoring the different attacks or vulnerabilities. And we also follow many different standards. And the last thing that we have is that every single development along the way of all our products and software and everything that runs in our data centers follows a very scrutinized and very specific life cycle development program where it is scrutinized and tested and retested and re-scrutinized and measured and re-fed back. So with all that in mind, we see our data center information, quite secure, probably more secure than many different companies.
How do you select the locations where to put the data centers?
We have roughly about 38 different indicators that we use to decide where the data center can be. Let me call out some of them. Some of them is where is it geographically located. We are now building, over the past 5 years, data centers that use the natural environment, the cool air, sewage water, to cool down the data center, so we need less and less of the energy. We look at areas that provide renewable energy as well, so if it's there, then we will build a data center there. Ireland is a great example of that. We look at the local population, the educational level. We look at the cooperation with the governments. There is roughly about 38 different factors that are at play. We need to see is the energy source nearby so we don't lose the energy as it's sent to the data center. And that we can have fiber optics that is spread out in the broadband so that you can have information being sent to the homes and where it needs to go in a reliable manner. So there's an infrastructure there as well. So those are just some call-outs of many different other factors we look at. The biggest challenge for a data center is to make the data center disappear. And this is what we've been trying to do since about 2007, maybe 2005, where we're shrinking the need of the land, the water, the energy, the carbon emissions it will produce, the need to use energy sent through a substation from far away. How do you get all of that to disappear? How do you get all the standardized servers so that they can run hotter? They're using less equipment and they're far more optimal and they're far more efficient. What we've done over the 5 years in innovation is tremendous, but we need to accelerate that innovation over the next 5 years, and I think that's going to be a challenge.
Would you say they're still greener than the average IT servers in some company?
Yes, I would say they are. Server, we've done a study by Accenture, a server, as well as Imperial College, and a server that runs in one of our data centers can handle about 1,000 different clients, while a server in an average business on-premise will handle about 25. So just looking at that optimization, that would mean that if people moved to a cloud space, then you can get rid of all the different material that makes up your own on-premise servers, the hardware, the electricity, the building space, et cetera, et cetera. Once you reduce that, carbon emission starts to fall. So I do believe cloud will allow us to accelerate a reduction of CO2.
The changes in the cloud, will they affect only the IT experts, or are we also the users going to feel the change?
The users will feel the change. If you look at how people adopt technology, they adopt it at a very fast pace. And it's technology that makes their lives easier, allows them to teach better, allows them to help countries develop, allows them to heal better, allows them to communicate between governments and citizens. If you provide that, then consumers will adopt that. And my example with the music industry is a good one. People moved very quickly from having a CD player to now having a massive library of music on their telephone that they can carry anywhere. And that's now going to store videos, it's now going to store movies, and so on and so forth. So consumer will see a disruption in their lives, a positive disruption, in my opinion, that will create a lot of change.